Just recapping the game, which we've had a chance to do. Obviously, we were pleased with the fact that I thought we played hard. We were pleased with the fact that I thought we competed hard. I thought we ran the ball well. You know, and that's what our goal was going into that game. Do I think that, you know, there's a lot we can improve on? Absolutely. You know, offensively, we need to throw the ball a little better. I said that in the press conference. Defensively, we got to stop. You know, we let up too many big plays. But for all in all, we had low penalties, as someone I think here pointed out. You know, we played that from that standpoint. There wasn't a ton of penalties, and I thought we played hard and physical. So I was pleased with that outcome, but realized that we have a long way to go, and great improvement always has to occur in the first few weeks. Certainly from week 1 to 2, there's a lot of teams that fail to improve and they get beat. We need to have great improvement. So that's our focus this week as we get ready to play Maryland. You know, Maryland obviously comes into this game. They're an ACC team, highly motivated to play Temple. They have on offense tremendous skill players. I think their wide receivers are outstanding. They're top end guys in the ACC. Kevin Dorsey, Kerry Boykins, tight end Matt Furtzenberg, and the wide receiver Stephon Diggs, who's also their return guy. I think he's a dynamic, electric guy, a difference maker, game changer. On defense, the kid Joe Villano, number 72, he's their one of their defensive linemen, who I think is a tough, hard-nosed, physical guy. I like him. I watched him on tape. I think he's a really good player. He's a 2-year team captain. They have inside linebacker Demetrius Hartsfield, number 9. He was a captain, and Eric Franklin, the strong safety, led the team in solo tackles last year. So they got some really good football players there, and I'm sure, quite confident that you know, they're gonna have a lot of improvement from week 1 to week 2, and hopefully we will as well. They'll be highly motivated coming in here to play us, and so I'm expecting a tremendous football game and a great environment.
Steve, how do you, we've talked about this before, but how do you deal with that as a coach? Last year you guys were viewed as the underdogs. You went down there and just completely handled them and took them out of it. You just really kind of imposed your will on them. And this year they've got something like, what, 20 true freshmen on there, too deep. And you guys have tried in the past to say, look, we can't have a letdown. How do you, is there a way to guard against that when you look at them, they're a little depleted? Is there a way to guard against that with a team, or do you just not know until they get out there on the field?
I mean, I don't see them as depleted, I guess. I don't see it that way. I mean, I think we're a young football team that just came from the MAC conference. And I see them as an established ACC team. And last year, they came off a big win over Maryland. And, you know, maybe they didn't feel the MAC team coming in to play them was going to, you know, play them that hard. I don't think that this week is the same scenario. I think that they know we're going to come out, and we know they're going to come out. So I don't think that piece is going to exist. Now, you know, it's going to be team against team, and whatever team maturely handled the first week the best and improved. That's really important, really important. So, you know, I'm most interested in the day-to-day practice of what's going on. Having a great Tuesday, having a great Wednesday, putting yourself in the best position you can in those games. You know, I really feel that sometimes, you know, is that the right word? Prognosticators? Is that right?
Pickers. Are you looking for people that forecast?
I just, yeah.
Well, that's prognosticators.
Forecasters.
Yeah, okay.
I just look at it like, you know, it's hard to do in week 1, week 2, and week 3. It's just, you know, careful. I tell the team that all the time. Watch out. Watch out with that stuff now. You can't tell. You really can't tell. You know? I mean, it's too fragile right now. You get a pretty good beat on a team right around the middle of the season. You start to figure that stuff out a little bit. But right now, a team can. I've had this happen so many times. You know, I remember when I was, you know, other places looking at a team thinking, you know, I don't like the way they look right now. You know, and then all of a sudden you're in the game like, golly, man, what the heck happened there? You know, and I'm real careful about all that stuff. You know, and you know that can work for us positively and negatively too as well. I mean, you know, it's all about improving. It's all about each week. Early in the season, you have to get better each week early in the season. You have to. You know, and I'm more concerned about the fact that I didn't really think we had a great day today in practice, to be honest with you. Okay? Just didn't think it was good enough, in my opinion. That's what I'm concerned about. The other stuff, that'll be a battle in the link on Saturday now at 12 o'clock. I mean, I know that. I
What did you not? What was it at practice today that you didn't?
Wasn't sharp enough. Wasn't good enough. So it's got to be better. Just got to be better. And that's you know, what happens sometimes is you play your first game and you prepare all preseason, you know, and then you prepare usually an extended amount for the first game. You tap on to the end of preseason. You almost give yourself 2-week prep time. That's what usually happens. Then you come into week 2, and all of a sudden you're confronted with a normal game week. Okay? And now what happens is the players have to digest a game plan in a shorter, finite period of time. And to me, you have to get used to doing that. And what I talk about is mentally strain. You've got to physically strain. Today was kind of a hot, humid day out there today. Then you got to mentally strain. And now that's the next thing, because we're young. All these guys quote all these numbers about it. So I was just saying to myself when you said that to me, like, they got this many freshmen. Coaches must get that down pretty good or something like that. But I don't know what we got, but we're young. And so we got a bunch of guys that have to learn how to strain mentally to digest and overcome a game plan in a bang-bang turnaround time. I don't know that we handled that great today. And we actually had a semi-bonus day yesterday. But that's what I get concerned about. And this is all the stuff that happens in the first few weeks, because they're all firsts. Do you understand what I mean? Then we're going to have another first. What's that? It'll be a road game. I mean, so these are all the things that happen earlier in the year, and how you handle that stuff is critically important, honestly. You know? So, you know, those are the pains of a young football. You got a veteran team, you come in here, they've been through this thing, and they bang it out, you know. A veteran O-line takes on a game plan, and they bang it out, you know. Young guys, you know, you're hot, you're tired, you know, my ankle hurts, my thigh hurts, you know, and next thing you know, you can't strain enough mentally to absorb stuff. So that's where we are right now, you know. So we're just fighting right now, just to get ready as we can for Saturday.
Where's Montel stands? Montel Perry.
Yeah, he's a day-to-day guy, you know, day-to-day, getting better.
Steve, now that you have a chance to actually look at the Villanova tape, what jumped out at you?
Let up some big plays on defense. Need to throw the ball better on offense. Probably the two things that jumped out at me.
How do you evaluate the throw game? Because that, you know, your game plan going in, admittedly, was we're not going to throw the ball a ton. You really kind of didn't need to. You threw it 11 times, and you kind of hinted at the fact that, yeah, we'll expand that as the weeks go on. But how do you evaluate it when it's such just a practice?
Practice. Yes, you know, I just always judge things by, like, you know, if things look good in practice, then they're going to look good in the game. You got to make them look good in practice. You know what I mean? You want to encourage to throw the ball there, then catch it, throw and catch it right out here. You know, so those are things to me that you have to do. You know.
What's your thought on Perry Hill, the freshman quarterback from Maryland?
You know, I talked to Chuck Heater about him. I've been early in the week, I'm more on offense, and later in the week, I kind of watch the other side. You know, but he's a talented guy, no doubt about that. I mean, very talented guy. So, I mean, you know. He's young, you know, and you don't have a book on some of these guys. You know, that's the other thing early on. Like, what book do you really have? Like, they got a new offensive coordinator, a new defense coordinator, and they played one football game. You know, there's not much book here. You know, so it's hard to really judge it better. You know, it's hard. You get it better after you get about 3 games on people. Then you start to get a better book on who they are. What are they really about? What are they trying to get done here? You know, so. It's hard for me to answer that, but especially hard because I really focus on that more towards starting tonight and tomorrow. I'll shift over. Right now I try to stay on the offensive side and digest the defense. Because I have so much faith in Chuck Heater too, you know.
Coach Montel practicing, you're trying to keep him from straining the hamstring.
It just, yeah, I mean, he's a little bit of everything right now. I mean, he's just in the process of, those things are nagging, you know, they're naggy, they're day-to-day deals, and they're not serious, but I guess they could be if you don't take care of them.
Yeah, no practice that.
He had stuff he did today.
Now, with him being nicked up, how important is Matt Brown? I mean, he had 19.
Well, Matt Brown's always important. I mean,
well, I mean, he is. But
you know what I mean?
saying.
I mean, he's you know, that's that guy that just keeps ticking, you know.
Yeah.
But we watched his reps. We watched his reps today.